Hi, everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a new live stream, and welcome to a Sunday evening live stream here in Moscow. It's just gone 11 p.m. here, and it's -1 Celsius outside. Actually, it's hovered around about 0 Celsius for the last few days. It's actually not too cold. It's cool, I guess is the right word to say. Hope everybody's doing well. Of course, by now, you know, I'm not the best at pre-scheduling these live streams. Actually, the last couple in a row have been later in the evening like this, which I seem to notice gets more viewers. It's more of an ideal time for a lot more regions of the world. So I hope everybody's doing well. I did post a bit of a poll, which I see a few people have voted in. 18 votes. Thank you so much. And there's already 16 likes on the live stream. Thank you. I'll just go through a couple of things if you haven't watched a live stream before. The only real main thing is if you're perhaps from Russia, I can't read Russian. So if you're typing in Russian in the chat, it's perfectly okay. It's just that I can't read it and thus don't know what you're saying. So obviously you can say as you wish, whatever you like. I'm sure there is other Russians here who are reading Russian or reading and writing in English. So if anything is untoward, I'm sure you'll be put in place. Please post comments if you want to basically support the channel. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought of things. There's a few different ways. There's a pinned comment with the option to do things like donation alerts. Also, if you're watching from most countries in the world, you're able to do what's called super chats or super stickers, which come up in the live stream. And I just noticed that somebody did a donation alert literally 9 seconds ago. That was almost like fate. Adequate Xiaomi guy. I think that's exactly how you put it. You put a heart. Adequate Xiaomi guy. Thank you so much. Hi, Russell. Glad to see you tonight. I'm in chat now. My avatar is Bunny with 4-color background. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that you've just put a little, like a, this one. I think that's the one. Adequate Xiaomi guy. Xiaomi, if anyone doesn't know, it's the name of a brand of phone, essentially, which isn't in all countries in the world, but it's very well known here in Russia. So, yeah. I will try to keep up with the chat. If you want me to go quicker than the chat, I won't get everybody's name up on screen here and there. Lewis, hello. Andrea, hello. I know we chatted a little bit today. In Sweden, and then I just noticed Tringle Traveler. I was thinking it was like Trilogy Traveler. Man, I'm really getting that wrong, and I can read English perfectly well. So we've got 2 Baltic capitals right there. Ivanka, hello. Or Joanna. I know you go by Joanna. Hello from Israel. Like your content, and we can't wait to see some cool new videos. Thank you so much. All the best and God bless. Thank you. I wish I could travel to Russia, but I guess timing is bad for that. It's not bad timing. Obviously, the way that you get here may be a little more difficult or challenging, depending on which way you would arrive here. So yeah, just going back to the donation alerts, if you're in Russia, sorry, I should kind of get sidetracked very quickly. Donation alerts, basically, if you're not aware of it, it's something that's used heavily by streamers, by gamers, by lots of people who do a lot more live content kind of outside of this sort of podcast or chatting style. And it's a way that basically it's almost like an instant donation to the creator, because the way donation alert works is they pay out to the creator within about 12 hours of whatever the donation is. Super chat, super stickers go to the monthly ad revenue of the channel, which for me, it's not a problem because it comes into the monthly payment, which goes to my Australian bank account, which I can get back to Russia in a bit of a roundabout way. But yeah, it's either way, it all works. But if you like, if anyone is into the donation alerts, I know I mentioned it a few times, it can pop up on the screen, but I just need to do a few different kind of ways to do it. Now the chat is going super quick. Bebel Cruising, hello. I know you're a very long time subscriber of the channel, also a channel member. Thank you so much. And thank you for the super sticker. Thank you. Now, if I go to the other screen, it looks like a fox, but I'm sure it's either a dog, a fox, or a funny cat. Thank you so much, Bebel. I know you're a very long time, pretty much an OG supporter of this channel. Thank you so much. An adequate Xiaomi guy. Thank you. Now, the problem is when I do the thing up on screen, it pops everything else away. Marker, your art. The time is never bad to go to Russia. Exactly. Alanya, hello. Your bank card doesn't work here. That's not a problem, though. You can bring cash. You can also, as a tourist, walk into a bank and open a bank account. I know SberBank works. It's just a matter of just walking in and getting a SIM card, getting the app on your phone, and then they can do everything in the bank for you. And you can walk out with a temporary card. And then a few days later, I think, or however it works out, you can get a card with your name on even. Sergey, hello. Bluzan, hello from Germany. Hello. Hello. Bluzan. Let me just get that to go down to there. Good to see you live. Where did you buy glasses? Actually, although they're slipping off my head a lot, I need to go get them adjusted. And my wife wants me to only go. I got them in Moscow Center at a opticians called Carl Zeiss is the opticians. I don't think it's Carl Zeiss, but it's a very fancy opticians that I went to that it's got very nice quality glasses. And actually, unfortunately, while I was in Australia, I wouldn't say I sat on them. They were in an awkward position on the sofa. And when I went to sit down, they got a little bit loose. And my wife is saying I can't go to anywhere but the original place I bought them or got them done. They're proper prescription glasses, and get them re-tightened up and readjusted. So yeah, it's not a problem. I'm okay with it. Love your work. Thank you, Anthony. Oh, another channel member. Thank you so much. Guten Abend. Bernard, hello. How long have you been living in Russia? Pretty much about 10 years, Layla, since when I first came to Russia. About 10 years. Wow. 58 likes. Thank you so much. Love your channel. Thank you, Julia. Oh, Julia. Thank you so much. Greetings from Warsaw, Poland. Dzień dobry. Brux889. Hello. You like watching rugby? I don't mind it. I've actually been to a few rugby matches here in Moscow. There's a national competition amongst different teams, obviously. And I've been to see Slava Moscow is one of the teams. And I think the other one was Dynamo. I don't remember who they played. It was other teams from other cities around Russia. But I think I've been 3 times altogether to the rugby. It's really nice. It's really cool to go to. I'm not a rugby fan as such in Australia. We follow Australian rules football, which is another type of football. Layla, hello from Australia. Oh, nice. Hi there from Moscow. Hello. What are your thoughts on groceries? Oh, on Dixie. I think, is that Dixie? I think it is, right? What's your thoughts on Dixie? Now, not a lot of people give a lot of bad feedback about Dixie. Now, depends on the Dixie you go to. Now, if you watched a video, I think it was right about when I came back from Australia, I went to a brand new open Dixie, and it was very nice inside, like beautiful. It was really on par with what a new Petorichka would look like as a comparison of stores. The local Dixie where I live is not particularly nice. People in there are really nice because I've known them for years. But the store needs a bit of a freshen up, let's call it. Some of the lights are not working. Some of the roof panels are a little bit all over the place. I'm more about the aesthetics and the merchandising when I go into a store. That's what I was doing in Australia. That was what I was doing on cruise ships. And Dixie gets a bit of a bad name, and not a little bit, but I guess it depends on where you live and what's your immediate stores. I'm very fortunate I can walk to Dixie, Pitorichka, Magnit, Verny, Fasol, Miratok, Krasnobyle, Kuzvil, and what's the other one? Verny, I've said that one. And there's another liquor store, but I can't remember the name of that one. So I can go to all of them within 1 kilometer of my house. So I've got 7, 8, 9 places. I just wish the one that where I live would be better. But I've told the guy, but he didn't really listen, so I can't really do much. Hi there from Moscow City. Wow, you're in Moscow City, as in one of the big skyscrapers. If you are, and it's got a really cool view, I'd love to come and check it out. And if you want me to make a YouTube video in your Russian typical apartment, even better. Artists paint pictures, composers compose. That's very true. Great work, Russell. I'm an Australian who just spent 2 weeks in Russia. Anthony, such an amazing place and loved going to the supermarkets. Nice. Yeah, big difference from Coles and Woolies back home, IGA, depending on where you live. Coles and Woolies are pretty much the standard that we've got in Australia. Greetings from Noginsk. Dr. Z, hello from Noginsk. When we see some prison video tour, it is possible to film there. I guess TV channels and things like that get permissions. You can ask permission of anybody to film somewhere, and they may or may not give you permission. Greetings from New York City. Nice. I watched a Casey Neistat video yesterday. He did a video on those like Apple goggles, which is kind of interesting if you know Casey Neistat's channel. And he did a pretty cool thing where he just had someone follow him around as he was walking wearing them. Thank you to Russell. Thank you so much. Blazan is German for Bluetooth. That's cool. Blazan. Was it Blaupunk? What's the stereo Blaupunk? I remember having a car stereo many years ago in an old car. Thanks for the info. I'd not like to travel with thousands of euros on me, but that's pretty much the way it has to be. You have to bring the cash in, and up to $10,000, I guess, equivalent in different euros or dollars or whatever you're going to bring. But that's pretty much it. So, how are you, man? I'm doing well. Doing well. Thank you, Andrea, for the super sticker. I can see it right there. I'm going to see if I can get to the chat as quick as I tell all the Americans that the Russian people are not. Okay. Tucker Carlson's in Moscow. I saw that. He was at the Bolshoi Theater yesterday, or I'm not sure how they, timing-wise, when he was there. Traveling with Russell. Hello, Russell from Ireland. Vaughan, hello. What are they? Ireland. Nice. Electric car and tech channel. Cool. Electric car channel. I guess maybe you watch my Tesla video, and then you could watch the Moscovich video as well if you want to see. Well, the Moscovich video kind of covers the petrol or benzene, the petrol car and the electric car in one video. How does it feel in Russia at the moment? Do you get the impression that the general public, it's no really worries at all. People really aren't bothered about a lot of things, and even when you chat to somebody a little bit longer, most of the chat is not about like what's the current events in the world. That's just me. I mean, I went to the hardware store today. Everyone was doing hardware store things. You're in Cuba, Emmanuel. Hello. 110 yesterday, Russell. Not sure what that means. In Cuba. Nice. You've got some good rum in Cuba. Good. Oh, Guten Tag is the only one that I know. Guten Bend. It's good evening. And everyone, greetings from Murmansk. Nelly, do you see the northern lights where you are? Is that a thing? Greetings from Tula. Hello. In Tula. What are you doing in Tula? Are you missing family or friends? How do you deal with Russian winters? I'm from New York. You wear a nice thick jacket. You always have gloves in your pocket like I do. Beanie. I don't wear a scarf when it's this cold. When it's only 0, -1, it's not that cold. You kind of dress appropriately. I think that's the key to it, is dressing appropriately. Thank you, Andrea. I see your super sticker. Thank you. And then if anyone does donation alerts, comes up on another screen to the side of this screen, whichever way you want to see it. Guadalajara, home of tequila. I've been to Puerto Vallarta. on cruise ships many, many times, or PV. I've walked across from the port and went to Walmart. So I really did the real Mexican thing when I was in Puerto Vallarta. We did go to some tequila distilleries as well. Have you been to Vdenha? Here is a huge Russian exhibition. Yes, I have. I've been once with my wife. I didn't film or use my camera. Thank you for the hearts, whoever's clicking it. Thank you. And my wife didn't really like it, mostly because there was too many people there. It is absolutely crowded every day of the week you go, no matter rain, hail, or shine. And I think I read today it was like 6 million people have visited already, which is just insane numbers. But I mean, that's not even close to the population of only Moscow, let alone the greater population. Nikolai, thank you for donation alerts. Hello from Yaroslavl. Yaroslavl. Yeah. I've been to the train station. I think when we went to Zuzdal and Vladimir, I'm fairly sure that's the same region, or isn't that the same direction? And this, I feel like I should know that that's closer to where I live. Very sorry, but these opaque crossbars in the lower right corner of the screen make a picture similar to a. Is that when I put the things up like this? Opaque crossbars in the lower left right corner. I'm not sure what they are. Sorry if it's a problem. Thank you, Nikolai, for the donation alerts. Thank you so much. Hello from Guadalajara. Oh, okay. So I have been. I'm going to go back to the exhibition, and I want to go film a video. I also want to go to the atomic energy exposition, which is going to be permanently there after the Russia exhibition finishes. How did you end up on cruise ships? I used to work in duty-free on land at airports, and somebody suggested I should apply for a job, and I did. And I did close to, it was 19 years, right about 20 years I worked on cruise ships. And then it overlapped with me coming to live in Russia at the same time. Yeah, I worked in the duty-free shops on board, which is very similar to the airport shops. If you travel through an airport and saw the shops with alcohol, tobacco, candy, and things like that. A Rumble channel. Oh, so that's probably Nikolai again. Come to something. I'm not sure where that is. Alexei? Where is the best place for husky in Moscow? I'm not sure what husky is. I mean, husky dogs? I guess you'd have to go to a pet shop to find them. Can you name the easiest way to get to? Oh my gosh, I'm reading the stuff that probably is getting deleted, and I'm very bad if I'm doing that. I'm sorry for the moderators who are deleting stuff, and then I'm going back and looking at it. Blue point in English. Russell, can you maybe explain how the service and qualities in Moscow compared to Australia? Service and quality. That's very two different things. The problem you've got is, like, when I went today to buy screws, so I went today to Leroy Merlin, which is the very well-known hardware store chain in Russia. It's French-owned. I think now there's some sort of Russian ownership in some part of it. And I went to buy screws, and I went to buy a bracket for a curtain rod, and then the screws to screw it in, and a couple other things. And the staff there are amazing. This guy basically dug through a cupboard of odds and ends and spares and knickknacks and stuff, probably from displays, because the one I wanted, they didn't sell this one anymore. And he was amazing. The biggest problem is, obviously, I don't speak conversation Russian, so it's a little more challenging. If you're part of the Traveling with Russell Telegram channel, I posted a photo on there a little bit earlier. I also went to buy a saw or a hacksaw to cut metal, to cut the curtain rod shorter. And the guy spoke English, and he come over to me speaking English because someone called him over. And he's like, "Oh, you're from Australia. Oh, from YouTube. I know your video about Globus Hypermarket," which is the hypermarket quite close to Leroy Merlin. And he was amazing too. But these are people that, it's like going to Bunnings, if you compare that in Australia. But I just think they're a bit more passionate. I mean, I think some of them are a little bit, there's less energy in some of them than others. I guess it's having a passion for hardware and, fixing up things and stuff like that. Quality is hard to compare things like that. I mean, most things are made in Russia, so they're Russian. There is a lot less imports here if you go to a supermarket. It's all domestic product. Even the Western brands have factories here producing things. So I think, there's better customer service to a point, especially once they warm to you and get to know you, and it's much better like that. You saw the Tesla video; it was funny, yes, especially the bit where So what happened was the guy offered to take me for a test drive, but he didn't tell me. He said, "Oh, he said to me, do you believe in God?" This was not on the camera part. I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So we got in the car, we pulled off out of the car park. Then he sort of started driving slowly. And he said, "Oh, just turn the camera on and turn it on you." I said, "Oh, what do you mean?" He said, "Just turn it on you." And I don't normally do that. I don't, especially if I'm not going to talk and prepare something to say. And he pulls over and then he sees it's ready and and I hold it in front of me and he just absolutely took off like a rocket. And I'm like, now I understand why. And then pretty much all of that, I didn't even cut anything out of that from driving off to parking up. So yeah, it was fun. I was there quite a lot of hours. Здравствуйте. Hello. Hello from England. Stephen Grant. Hello. Nikolai, thank you again. If anyone does put any comments on donation alerts, obviously I'll read them and reply to them. You're a very good, Russell. You're a very good man, I think. That's what you mean, Nikolai. Thank you for your movies. Thank you. Yeah, videos, movies. There is a lot of people who do make movie style or documentary style videos on YouTube that are better than television. I'm probably not the best storyteller, but I definitely like to do a certain theme to the video that I make. The whole video is about where I went to. So thank you, Nikolai, so much. I appreciate that. We need more people like you giving honest opinions about life. I live in Boston, Massachusetts for 33 years. The propaganda against Russia is astonishing. Yeah, it's kind of like, well, it's not even close. It's like where, Bostonians don't like New Yorkers and New Yorkers don't like people from Boston, and they do everything to kind of say bad things about each other. That's not really a good example of that, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of opinionated news channels and news creators. Even when I watch news in Australia when we were there, it's just interesting the take on the news and how they put it across. Hello from Finland. Hello, Milo. How many hot meals people allow? So what do you think? Please, nice shirt. Please, nice shirt. Alonia, how many hot meal people allow? Not really sure of all those questions, but maybe everyone likes my red shirt today. Thank you. If you want to go to, it was 40 degrees in Melbourne. Yes, I saw. They had hot weather in Perth. Normally, during the 2 weeks of the Australian Open, there's normally like crazy hot days. I don't think it was really like much hot weather during the tennis this year. In Rogan Vidak, hello in Vancouver, Canada. So that's why I'm pushing my glasses a lot, because the back things need bending, but I don't just want to bend them because I want the store to do it, so that that's who I bought it from. I run now. Tucker Carlson in Moscow. Yes, I don't know. All I know is he was at the Bolshoi Theater going to one of the shows. So obviously he has connections to get a ticket to go to the Bolshoi. Living in Izurk. Crystal, hello. Здравствуйте. Don't see many ladies saying that they're living in Russia. It's always guys. But that's crazy. Thanks, Crystal. How about reviews of Russian Donna Shalma? I didn't have one for about 2 weeks. I normally get them when I get on and off the train at the Aprilivka station, because there's a shawarma place right there. Actually, there's 2 of them, but I only ever go to the same one all the time. I probably shouldn't I? One more time, looking your online transmission from Peru with my Russian wife. Diego, hello. And don't forget Valentine's Day, everybody, coming up. Diego. Russian ladies love all of those. It's pretty much the flower industry's one day of the year where they just absolutely go nuts. There is a flower market in Moscow, and I must look it up. Maybe try and go there before Valentine's Day to sort of figure it out where it is and go there. And then go there in the afternoon, evening when there's panic buying. Let's see if I can film a video at that market where the flowers are sold. Because of the lower cost of living. No, I live here because of my wife. Because we're married. I was married in Moscow at the Zags 4 Marital Palace. The fact that it's cheaper to live here compared to Australia is a factor why we're here. Excuse me. Gives us a little bit of a better life in terms of our earnings and spendings, if that makes sense. Gold Coast, PB, hello, Paul. I've never been to the Gold Coast. Can you believe that? Zangiv, sup neighbor, yes. Well, in the southern part of Moscow, neighbor. So if anyone is interested, Zangiv, I'm going to give it away. Yesterday, we passed each other on the road, and I probably should have messaged you earlier to say where I was, and then we passed each other on the road, and I kind of waved. I'm sure he didn't see me waving through the window of the bus. YouTuber called A4 or something, and yes. Can you do a review? Can you review it? And I think he has a pizza place. Now, Andre, he doesn't really have a pizza place. He has a dark kitchen that makes the pizzas at Domino Pizza. So the Domino Pizza, which I made the video at when it changed from Domino's to Domino, I was a little bit confused because I saw the boxes in the kitchen stacked up, like the A4 boxes, and the Domino boxes stacked up. And he uses that as a dark kitchen for the delivery of his pizzas. And obviously they make them to his, whatever his menu is. Because I was a little bit confused when I was there. I wasn't exactly confused, but when I saw the boxes, it all made sense. And the guy there was, so yeah, I could probably go to the Domino Pizza and have an A4 pizza. Yes. A4 is kind of like the Russian Mr. Beast, but he's not nearly as big. But the fact he's got his own pizza, he also has his own, he did have his own like package box at Burger King, I think, as well. Yev, hello. Russell, have you been to Food City? Yes, I have. I've been there quite a few times. I've made a video on my other channel. If you put Food City Moscow in English into YouTube search, my channel video should come up in the first 3 or 4 in search. It's called Traveling. The channel is called I Like Cruise Ships. And that's the video there. I really should go back. I've got permission to go back and film there because it's really hard to film at Food City. So I need to go back and actually make a video. It's a massive, massive place. Biggest food market in Russia, if anyone has never heard of Food City. Most people don't like it because it's too big. Obi is still here, very much still here. It's the competition to Leroy Merlin, but Leroy Merlin is kind of the place that everyone goes to. Like today, literally the car park was absolutely rammed full. It's the one on Kiev Highway where I live, roughly about 20 minutes away. Yeah, it was crazy in there. Busy, busy, busy in there. Like you were looking for people to help you if you needed help. And I just went for a wander around really a few times and got what I really wanted. But, you know, we're guys, we want to look at everything twice and, you know, dream of things that we can do and we don't know how to do it. So Obi is still here. Just a lot of people don't like Obi as much as Leroy Merlin if you compare store for store. But I guess depending on where you live, it might be more convenient. Went to Moscow. Oh, thank you. I'm the reason you came to Moscow. Wow. Thank you. Maybe the videos helped a little bit. Sundays are Moats, mother of all talk show. It's always on Wednesdays. And Sundays I'll have to watch you later. Sorry. No worries. You can watch on catch up later with the video in McDonald's. Yes, this was yesterday I went there. Grim Adam. I was there yesterday. I am definitely getting behind on the chat. I'm sorry. Sorry. Let me just put that one there. Then I know I've not missed anything. Sorry. Live chat. Yes, it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. Well, I don't really go to Kuzny-Tochka all that often, quite genuinely. I haven't been, actually, that would be the first time I've been since prior to going to Australia. So that'd be 3-4 months ago. I really don't go there at all, even though there's a lot of temptation coming out of the Salareva metro station. There's one on the lower underground level, and there's one up on the level 2. So there's a lot of temptation just to go grab something on the way home, but I don't. So yeah, it was interesting just to go there solely for the video. And the guy that I met there, Vladimir, he was sitting next to me when I went to sit down. And he was kind enough to be on the video briefly. Hello from America, Grim, hello. Russia, how's it going, Grim? Russia, many Australians want to migrate to Russia, and we are descending into Chinese-style suppression. It's not that bad in Australia. mean, cost of living is crazy, though. I must admit, from the time I was there for the holiday now, 3 weeks, my mum will tell me every time, oh, but you don't live here. You don't know the prices. You've lost touch with reality of the prices. I don't know if there's many Australians. Most people, and there's very few Australians actually in Russia. There's a total number of people. Your growth story time. I'm waiting for more serious formats. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, ultimately, if I could get someone to go out and film me and record my video ideas and then edit them as into a video, I reckon the channel would go up like 4 notches. But I just need to justify doing that, or find someone who's willing to go out for the day with me, film me, edit me, make the video. Really similar to what I'm doing already, but just maybe more fancy filming and stuff. Then, it probably would elevate the channel a lot more. OB's not closed. I remember visiting the shop at 3 a.m. Yeah, the one at Megatropolistan. It's definitely open. It's not Mega. It's across the road from Mega. Elizabeth, hello. I'm from Moscow. Love the USA and Australia. Did you get to the metro? It's not subway, Russian, German supermarket in Moscow. That's a lot of things. Yeah, German supermarket. I was there at Globus today on the way home. I popped in and got. Actually, you can probably. Oh, you can't see. I got some mandarins. There's a bag of them right on the counter there. Thank you. Oh gosh, please buy yourself a scarf. Thank you. I have a scarf. Well, I don't really use it. Anya from Boston. Thank you for the donation alerts. Please buy yourself a scarf. It's too cold in Russia. Thank you for your stream. Anya from Boston. So I'm going to have to get a scarf now. Make sure I mention it in a video. My wife has all sorts of scarves. She's like got one for every outfit. And I'm the worst because I've just got one. And I'm just not very good at tying it. You know how people have the fancy knots, Anya? Make it look like it's like a fashion thing. I'm more of a keep warm thing. Thank you so much for donation alerts. That's very, very nice of you. That's really is truly nice of you. You don't need connections to go to Bolshoi, just money. Well, but to get the certain tickets on a certain date. I'm part Russian from the USA, born in the USA. Yeah, a lot of Russians went to America in the 70s, 80s, 90s. Did tours of home, factories, businesses, real estate agents, and interview. It's very hard to get real estate agents to give me permission to film apartments. It's really easier to get someone with a personal apartment and let me just come and film their apartment or your apartment or wherever you are in Moscow. If you're willing just to let me just walk around your apartment and make a video about it and not be worried about, dishes in the sink or something in the cupboard. No worries. Doing great, mate. Thank you, Stick. Thank you. How do you feel about Gumtree site? How do you feel about Gumtree? Are there a lot of... I never use Gumtree in Australia. I just use Facebook Marketplace. Gumtree is an online reselling website. It's been around for a lot of years. I don't think I've ever used Gumtree. I've always used Facebook Marketplace. I was doing Blu-ray movie reselling. So I was buying people's whole collections and then reselling them on eBay. And that was my side hustle. My thing that I did when I wasn't at work, doing normal work things. Just really want to make my first purchase on this site. Yeah, don't worry about Gumtree. Use Facebook Marketplace, and then you can chat to people. And then also, the way I do it, I only typically buy things within a reasonable driving distance from my house. I wouldn't drive the other side of Perth to go buy something. So I'd just buy them in the nearby suburb. Please stay away from shawarma. Yeah, I don't have them very often, Sergey. Just once every now and again, I get one at the train station. It's just something, after you've had one, you're like, oh, I don't want one ever again. And then when you have one again, you're like, oh, it kind of brings you up again. It's one of those foods. It's kind of like the hangover kind of style food, or the drunk food that, you've got to have every now and again. Green tea, hello. When I was a uni student here in Moscow, students could get a hefty discount for Bolshoi tickets. Oh, that's what I'm missing out on, is that local connection. Huge fan of your videos. Keep up the fantastic work. Thank you, Dylan. Dylan's Adventures in Aviation. Cool channel name. Soon, hello. Something else. What was the fourth option? Oh, I put live streams. Yeah, I ran out of options. That's why I put the fast food and car dealerships as one. and I kind of run out of options. I guess I should have just done shopping and things like that as a combined one. Sorry. From Tatarstan. Hello, Shining Force. Are there shops that sell traditional Russian clothes? I guess if you went to like the Izmailova market, you could probably find some sort of a shirt or a dress. Not really. I guess you can find some, like Rinux will have some things, mostly ladies' dresses and things like that. Yeah. Hello, Russell and family. Thank you. My wife is in the other room because she doesn't like being in here when I'm doing the streaming. So, hello from Moscow. Oh, здравствуйте. Just being in the bus, passing each other by in different directions. Yes, sorry, Zangief. That's how far I am behind in the chat. I did see that scroll up as you typed it. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. If I'd have just told you earlier, I wouldn't have got on the bus. I wouldn't have walked. I walked from Prochino station to the shopping center, and then I decided to get the bus back because I knew it was quite close, but I didn't want to walk the 20 minutes, and it was snowing last night, and it wasn't particularly amazing that half an hour when I was leaving. I love to travel to Russia soon. Sergey, thank you. Yeah, 130,000 subscribers. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is it ticked over or it already has? And on the Telegram channel, Traveling with Russell channel, we passed 2,000 channel members about 2 days ago. I think it was yesterday even. It kind of jumped up really quickly. I think from maybe new viewers of the Kuznets Itochka video that they jumped onto Telegram. Would you say the sanctions are backfired? Actually made the country more self-sufficient? The country always was self-sufficient, especially in the last 20 years or more, probably long before I was here. The country already had a lot of manufacturing and domestic product and domestic manufactured things. So I wouldn't say it made it. It's going to be a different answer from different people depending on the business that they might be in or the job they're in and how it might affect them. You know, you might be in a business that needs a specific part that they can't get. They've got to get it from somewhere else. So you've got to basically use parallel importing or go through another country to get something. So it might affect people that way. But I mean, for me, the banking is the one that's affected me. People don't like Domino's. Yeah, we had it occasionally in Australia. I mean, we don't have it here in my town. We have Dodo Pizza, which is much better than Domino's. In Australia, we'd have it occasionally because it was down the road from where we were living. So I'd actually order. Oh, what's happened? Am I still here? That's crazy. I like your country. Thank you. It's the saving travel to Moscow from Sweden. Yes. Oh, I guess Dylan's. I mentioned that. I guess today did I pass 130,000? That's crazy if I did. Thank you. Hello. Is there a university in Moscow? There is plenty of universities in Moscow and institutions. Yes. Would you like to stream from Moscow, Red Square, or Moscow sometime? I've tried it twice, and it didn't go down very well because I think maybe I didn't have the settings right or the quality right, or the internet at the time wasn't particularly good. I was even thinking of doing a walkthrough of a supermarket on a live stream. I probably should try it again and see if my luck is better. The news all in an uproar. Meanwhile, you need to remember that we are all just people living our lives. Yes, David. Very, very true. Yes. I guess if you don't watch the news, I mean, last night we watched the Saturday night news in like 9 p.m. I think it was last night. We had the TV on and my wife flicked it over. And I guess the channel we watched was like a weekly news and it had like world news as well. And that's as much news as my wife probably watches. She doesn't watch it online or on social media and stuff. Music. Joya, hello. I see you visit parks and gardens a lot. Do you ever see any gardeners? Yeah, they're there. If you go to Vedenha, you see a lot of the grounds. I guess they'd be called groundskeepers or ground staff. They do seem to be like not there though when you're there. In Vedenha, you see them a lot because it's a very, very big place. But for some reason, the parks are, especially the bigger parks, they're always very well looked after. I mean, seasonally, of course, you know. So, But yeah, there's definitely ground staff there. Privyet. Hello. Ginger Bean, of course. Moscow. Yes. You subscribe to the channel. Grim Adam. Thank you. Thank you so much. And then the Telegram channel. Traveling with Russell channel. And then if you type something in a comment below a post, it takes you to a chat. And there's more than 670 people in the chat to want you to gain more weight because the option for fast food wins. Yes. My weight is very steady. It probably went up a little bit while I was on holiday in Australia from eating like more of my mum's cooking. What do you think about AC/DC? Do you have CDs, LPs? I don't have any music. Now, all the people are going to suddenly leave the channel now from watching the live stream. I rarely listen to music. Rarely. I also would listen to, if I put my headphones on, like my wireless ones on the bus or the train, I'll normally listen I'll normally watch a YouTube video. Or I'll listen to talkback radio, like talkback radio for just the general things in Australian channels. Or I'll listen to a sport talkback radio channel. Yeah, can you believe it? I have a few CDs back home. Not AC/DC though. Crowded House, U2. That's about all. My dad has LPs, records. And the town I'm from, if anyone knows in Russia, Aprelivka is famous for being the town that produced LP or vinyl records. I think I've mentioned a few times. Have you visited Yekaterinburg? I haven't visited there, no. Is your wife Russian? Yes, she's from Ufa originally. Ufa. Hello from Chicago. How's it going in Chicago? I know good people from Australia. They have a wonderful family. Are they building a... Yes, I've met them in Moscow. This was back in summer, so it'd be good 6 months ago now. They were here for a few days. They literally come for a few days, film a bunch of videos in a couple of days, and then they put them out weekly. Yes, they're very nice people. Exactly what you see on the channel. Obviously, the difficulty with one person meeting the whole family, it was hard to have a conversation with everybody at once, but it kind of worked out. To victory, you owe it to yourself to visit. I've been to this place with my wife, and we even typed my wife's family name in, and we saw some pictures of her, like great-grandparents, I guess it would be, grandparents or great-grandparents. Yes, check out the internet about this place. Yeah, actually, if I look out the window, in the other direction, out the bedroom window, I can see the church, or this. It's very tiny, but geographically, it's about 30 minutes away from where I live. Victory Park. Yes. See, I've done this walk through the 1400 steps. It's very moving, very emotional. It puts a whole light, especially they've got this digital wall. If anyone ever goes to it, I was been with people's photographs of people who fought and lost their life during the Great Patriotic War. And then they've got these keyboards where you can key in family names and people's names, and then you can see their military record or records. And it's really very, very interesting place. Yeah. I would go back to it over and over a few times. I was at a military convention there. They've got some military facilities there with conventions that they do. I didn't film anything. It's just not the victory thing that you're talking about, the Memorial Road there. It's definitely something I could make a video about. Very difficult to come up with words. That's me who can talk a lot. But the military expo that I went to, I didn't post anything. I just took some of my own photos. Pretty much showed nobody those pictures. I didn't even show my dad them when I was back in Australia. What showed, a lot of the new military hardware that Russia's using going forward. And then some other countries' hardware was there as well. And go to Russia soon. Hello, everybody. Enjoy your videos. Thank you, L. Thank you. I can get everything I want there. And there's about 33 restaurants, not 3 restaurants. About on the second level, there's just a row of them forever of restaurants in Food City. Yeah, I can catch the bus there. It's kind of not far from Solaris Shopping Center, which is where I go through a lot. There's actually a free bus from Solaris metro station or Salareva metro station to Food City and back. It's about 10 minutes in the bus. Don't you have feelings that you are kind of odd living in the foreign country because no, I don't feel odd at all. No. A lot of people are interested in my story, where I'm from, how I came here, my wife, my life. I don't feel odd at all. Not at all. Do I stand out? Maybe. I mean, wearing a jacket today and a beanie and a zip up and pants, I look just like everyone else. I tried to blend in. I'm not wearing my red shirt around because I look very different from everyone else. Safety Commissioner planned rules. You will see how we are just. Okay, PB. I'll have a look. Shamas at the train station. Russell acquired Russian stomach immunity. Yes, true. Yeah, I've never really had any food issues from eating shawarmas at the train station. My wife tells me I shouldn't have them, and she won't eat them at all, like not even a bite. Do you still find it amusing getting held? Yes, that was every day. I'm over it now about Makad. Makad is the circular highway, if anyone's not from Russia. That goes in the and you ever wonder where's everyone going? They're on a circular highway. No one ever gets on and off. It's weird. They do. But yeah, from Salareva, that's one of the on ramps there to go, well, that direction. Yeah, it's hectic. Makad. They did try to kind of curb like the trucks and heavy vehicles at one point, but that just never worked. So, and it might be dangerous to eat. It's okay. Shamas might be tasty and safe when you buy them at confirmed spots. Yeah, I think there's always that problems every now and again with them, and I've got no worries. Where would I like to visit in Russia? I'd like to do the Trans-Siberian Railway. I've talked about this a few times. It's one of the great train journeys of the world as well. And to the average person here, it's just a train journey, but it's one of those sort of very, very famous ones. Your favorite fast food in Russia? My favorite fast food? Probably krochka katochka, because I like baked potatoes with a bit of a filling on them. If I keep telling you burgers and fries and all this, you'll think that I just like them. And when you watch the video, you think that that's what I do every day of the week, and I really don't. Pretty much the times I've done the videos at Kuznetochka are the times I've just gone there to make a video about it. I would kind of not go normally. I've never been to a hospital except once when I slipped over the chair at the football match in Moscow, and I did my knee quite badly. That's my only one time I've been to healthcare in Russia in 10 years. I touch my desk, touch wood. So I can't compare it. I mean, we've got a hospital down the street. I can literally walk there. It's free healthcare. There is also private clinics, private doctors, nurse. Yeah, I've been to the dentist, which is a private dentist, for like a polish and a checkup. So I wouldn't really I can't compare it if I've never really had any experience with it. My wife makes beef stroganoff every now and again with some rice and beef. It's kind of more like a goulash. I don't know, stroganoff goulash. He looks like he likes fast food. Yes, I just don't eat a lot of it. I eat a lot more food at home than I do out. Please, thumbs up. Thank you, Nelly. Yes, 100. Oh, look at that. We got 194 viewers and 194 thumbs up. How's that for? Like lucky. 194 and 194. Thank you. How you say fast food in Russian? I don't know. Fast food. What's your favorite street food? I guess, well, that's pretty much it, is the shawarma. Oh, and chabureks. I like chabureks. Normally I end up with them just mostly by mistake. I don't intentionally go looking for chaburek. I end up at like a market or somewhere, or a little coffee place or something, or a little kind of like a tiny corner store, and they've got chabureks there, which is pastry with a bit of a meat filling. Do I walk every day? Not. If I go out, I do. If I'm out in Moscow somewhere, definitely, I'm walking. But I didn't do too many steps today. I only did 9. I only went to the hardware store today. I did. Oh, it must be after 12. It just reset. Oh no, I did 8,200 steps today. That was really just the hardware store, the shopping center, and home. Thank you. Oh, good lamp stream. Hello from Moscow. Good live stream. I'm saying because I've got my light on, so I was thinking lamp. Pineapple. Hello, pineapple. I don't know what the word in Russian is for pineapple, but I just translated your chat there. Thank you for the donation alerts. Thank you. And thank you for watching the live stream. Sorry, I know I'm looking over here and over there, and the camera's up here. But I'm really just looking at the donation alerts comments and then the comments on the videos. Piroshki, when I studied in Russia. Piroshki. Before I even came to Russia. Thank you for showing the beauty of Russia. Thank you, Chris. I hope it's as good as what I show while you're here, especially if you're in Moscow and where I film in Moscow a lot. Dodo's really good pizzeria. Yes, it is very nice. Kind of like that, especially the deep pan ones. We got a 24-hour place in the next building from us. It's always thin crust pizza. They make a good tuna pizza though, which that's the only reason I like it. Hello from Vancouver. Hello. Fast food. So we say fast food. Vivat Pizza is perfect. Yeah, there's probably a million different pizza places in Russia that you could go to. How many times have you been to the area near the Red Square and Red Square itself? About 7 million times. 7 million? A lot. My wife was when she was working in Moscow, she was working close to Kuznetsky Mosque, or the kind of the streets right behind where the Bolshoi Theater is and Lubyanka Station. So quite often I'd go to meet her after work and go to Red Square, then walk over there, then catch the metro home together. Now she works in the building where we live in her own salon here. So yeah, I've been there plenty of times. I can almost give you the walking tour in English if you'd want it. Traveling from Sweden to London to Istanbul and Moscow, it's right. Yes, right. Turkish Airlines. So you'd connect through Istanbul and then come to Vnukovo Airport, which is the one near where I live here. And there's even the metro right into the center from there. In college, drunk on a Friday night. Yes. There is halal fried chicken in my area, but it's better than KFC, but it closed because of COVID. Oh, HFC. What was the one in Bali? They've got CFC, California fried chicken in Bali. I love watching your videos. Thank you. Do you feel like an outsider in Russia? No. There's a participation going, should monitor surveillance foreigners, especially Westerners. What has been your... Not at all. No. If they want to follow me, want to talk to me, want to ask me stuff, I would absolutely tell them everything. It's like somebody tells me, like, you're doing propaganda videos going to Pitorichka. Like the video about 3 videos ago is now at 250,000 views. I mean, there's 20,000 of them in Moscow. It's not a secret, that supermarket chain. And I make a video about it because it was never on YouTube. And that's the whole thing that I'm bringing to YouTube, is something that was never on YouTube. I don't feel like I'm being followed, or if I am, man, cool. I'm not saying cool, but like this, but there's, police and military and everybody doing their job in Moscow and Moscow region. But I don't feel in any way worried about my life here. I'm going quite deep, and I don't really need to. I'm so happy to see beautiful Moscow. Thank you, Sun. Dawn. Oh, hello in Chicago. Dawn Bonamy. Oh, hello, Dawn. Traveling with, yeah, we have regular Sweden, Moscow travelers here. Yes, actually, that's very true, Vitaly. They think I'm mental for wanting to live in Russia. Yeah, I guess you're always going to get that pushback from people, where they a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions of the country until you come here, and then it dispels quite quickly. Disperses. If you meet him, where would you take him for sightseeing in Moscow? I guess just in the center. You've really got to just stand there in the middle. Okay, right now they've got the ice skating rink in Red Square, but you've really just got to stand there in that middle of Red Square and just take a spin around and go down to Alexander Garden, see the Eternal Flame. Gorky Park is so historical place as well. It's so famous. Go to the state to Voroviva Gore, where the Moscow State University is, and look at the view from there. Probably take him to the what's that 360 place on the top of the building in Moscow City. Is Russia safe? I think so. I've lived here long enough. I've not been to any doctors. No. In 10 years. Imagine that. No, will $6,000 get you a good place? Get me a good place and fun. Absolutely. For a couple of months, yeah. It was one of the towns where vinyl record factories were located. Yes, absolutely. Down the road from where I live. You can probably see it from the window of the building because it's quite, like I don't know if it was Prelivka would have been considered a mono town back then, and mono town being like one industry town, but more than likely it was. Around a wheelchair user, could you help me find a nursing? All of this I probably wouldn't be able to do. Could you help me find nursing care agency and school? Wow, that's a lot of things that I probably couldn't do. I don't have any connections in that. Maybe if you come to the Traveling with Russell chat and ask maybe someone who's from Moscow who may be able to put you in the right direction. Wheelchair users would struggle a lot in some parts of Moscow with some of the older infrastructure versus, a lot of the newer train stations, metros now, it's all wheelchair friendly, but some of the older stations are not. You're a road cyclist. Cool. Thank you for the vlog. I'm Moscow. And look, you're traveling, and big pleasure. Do it more. I will. Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. You're watching from Tennessee. Jenny, hello. Am I catching up to the chat? Is it easy to ride around in summertime? Definitely in winter, not at all. It's no chance. But in summertime, yes. There's a lot of parks, a lot of cycle paths in Moscow, especially around the river in the center. Have you seen the black dolphin? No idea what it is. I'm getting there slowly. I guess it would take time. I've seen Russian driving on YouTube, Russell. I didn't drive the Tesla. I was the passenger in the car. That was always going to be the plan to make that video. So, bye, Carl. If you haven't, I know I'd like to go over that way. Kochka Kotochka, yes. Baked potato with the tuna, the tuna mayonnaise. Ooh. Do I have an umbrella? No, I don't, Alonia. I don't have an umbrella. My wife has given me one a few times, and I'm kind of like the anti-rain person. So every time I take one with me, it doesn't rain. And the times I go out and it's raining, I don't have one. So I don't take one anymore. My wife wants to get me one of those little collapsible ones that I can put in my bag where I carry my tripod and microphones and stuff. Do you or your wife have children? We don't have children, no. Please write in English. It helps. What is your favorite Russian or Soviet film? I don't watch a lot of TV. I mentioned it in the other live stream, that New Year's movie with the two guys that get drunk and end up in the wrong city, in the wrong apartments. Cheboruk is a great food with beer. Yes. Well, I just eat it. I don't worry about with beer with it. Omaha, Nebraska. Wow. MVE, hello. Omaha, that's not a very known city in the chat, I think, to everybody. Is there a 24-hour transport and tube network in Moscow? No, the metro switches off about 12 or so, 1 a.m., and then it opens again about 5 a.m. And then when they have holidays or events in Moscow, it is open 24 hours. But it's just certain days of the year when they do that. Bus networks, there is late night buses that you can catch. And then generally when there's no traffic, if I'm ever stuck and the buses aren't running, I'll just get a Yandex taxi. Greetings from Bucharest. I really like your videos. They're very interesting. Thank you, Wayne. Or Waynes. Thank you so much. In Bucharest. I've watched a documentary, I think it was on YouTube, about the people that live in the sewer pipes I guess in the center of Bucharest. Maybe it's very isolated and very niche, but there was a documentary where they went in these tunnels and showed the people that live in them, where they just climb out of them literally, and they've got whole like little communities of people that live in them. A huge tennis fan. What do you think about Arena's victory at the Aussie Open? Yeah, she pretty much just breezed through it from the start to the end. So she didn't deserve it, even though she beat Coco. Yeah, I mean, look, she didn't really have a lot of tough matches, the ones I watched. And she pretty much was like the shoe-in from the beginning. And a lot of the seeds sort of fell out in the first and second round and so on. So, yeah. And then it was unlucky Daniil didn't win the final. He was 2 sets up and he should have won. He just couldn't close it out. We know about the generous payments. Thank you, Devin. You should go to the Soviet-style Czech place in... Wow, that's a lot of things to remember. It is the original Russian fast food place. Cheburashka. Cheburashnaya Druzbia. I won't remember that 5 minutes from now, but I would love to go to it if I can figure out where it is. Why is this Tucker Carlson thing a thing? I reckon 99% of Russians have no idea he's even here. I just saw it on one of the news feeds on my Telegram. Hello from Boston. Hello, Michael. It's funny how Russian tells how other countries. I'm just skipping over things. Oh, from Jenny. Hello in Tennessee. Hello. Thank you for showing the beauty of Russia. You're welcome. Well, I show a lot more of Moscow and Moscow region. There is other channels on YouTube that show other things beyond what I do. So, from North Texas. Hello, Adrian. You had people from North Texas on before. I don't know if it was you or somebody else. I like it when people are from Texas that they specify which part of Texas they're in. Greetings from Mordovia, Russia. Has had enough of supermarkets, or can be seen from the questionnaires you give information about culture. I think the poll is quite even. There's never going to be. I mean, the thing with the channel, the niche of it predominantly is shops and supermarkets, shopping centers, electronic stores. Now I'm doing a little bit car dealerships, and then fast food, things like that. You know, like so. I'm trying to go to different supermarkets that are not necessarily on the channel already. Or if I do, I go to another location to show a different version of it. So, I mean, the thing is, it was never on YouTube before now. So this is kind of where the niche is working successfully because I'm bringing something to YouTube that wasn't here. I've lived here for near on 10 years. So hopefully I'll stay longer. YouTube movies. I've not been paid yet, so I rely on everybody watching videos on YouTube, commenting, thumbs ups, and then where I get super chats and donation alerts. That's really the getting paid for making the videos. You notice that you're getting followed every time you go to Pitorchka to buy bread. Maybe that's from me making the videos about it. Go to the Expo 24. Yes. It's free. You don't need tickets to go to the Expo in Moscow. It's free. Hello from Arizona. When will I be going to Vladivostok? If someone could mysteriously buy me a ticket to come there. I'm not a person that would do like a fundraiser to do that. You know, I mean, I've seen other YouTubers do that where they They won't end the live stream until they raise enough money for a specific thing. I'm not really into doing that. I'm really not into doing it. Not really. 360 ping over Moscow over the radio tower. I have the coin. Oh, cool. I've never got. I went up there a few times and had ice cream, unlimited ice cream up there too, and chocolate. Bill Clinton is from Arkansas, not Arizona. Arkansas. Little Rock, Arkansas, right? Very famous. So, Russell watching from Kenya. Wow, Beatrice, hello in Kenya. We've got a lot of very good runners in Kenya that just dominate long distance running. Watching on a rainy Sunday afternoon in Kansas City. Yeah, it's been lightly snowing today, and actually yesterday as well. It's kind of like a snow that's almost a rain. Then this morning it was like proper snowflakes in the early morning. Winter here. There are sort of, yeah, there's still the guys with the electric scooters running around doing deliveries, and they're just slipping and sliding sometimes. And yeah, definitely you can't bike ride in winter here. From Tenerife, we've had 25 Celsius with blue skies in Tenerife. Firefly, wow, sounds nice. Flying from St. Petersburg to Crimea. I don't know the cost of tickets for flights to Crimea. You can go by train a lot easier. Trains are a lot more reliable and a lot easier. You don't have to get to the airport, do the whole thing. You just go to a train station, get on a train. To you filming and narrating stories. No problems at all, Osbar. Even yesterday when I was at Kuzni Tochka, a few people kind of giggled and laughed when they realized I was filming, but actually people come up to me and ask me what my channel is. And most 99.9% of people have no worries at all what I'm doing, really and truly. And a lot of people are more curious as well. Thank you. You're the man. Thank you so much. I do occasionally watch the Australian family that have got videos, or a channel. I don't watch every video on every channel. I think that's the only other Australian I know here that has a YouTube channel. So, turn around. Man, people are obsessed with Tucker Carlson. Saudi. No, it's not Southie. Southie. How do you like them apples? Bayern. Hello, Australia from Bayern. Maybe you're from Munich. Bayern Munich. Or you like Bayern Munich, the football team. Interesting videos. Thank you. Just respect. Thank you. I love your diversity. Thank you. I'll thank everybody at once. Do people get a bit freaked out when they see you filming and they're in the camera shot? How do you get around this? I just keep filming. Sometimes I try not to film even when people are in front of me and let them pass. I'm very polite to this. Obviously, if I do a continuous walk through a supermarket, so be it, who's on the camera. But I do try to not intentionally go film someone picking up something off a shelf, things like that. By the way, Russell, no one cares about the replacement for McDonald's. We eat In-N-Out Burger here. Yes, I think they've got In-N-Out coming to Australia as well. I've had it in San Francisco, In-N-Out Burger. It's very nice. And also Five Guys is good too. We were in Australia 2 months ago, so when will I see them again? We'll really rely on the popularity of the channel in the next 3 to 6 months. I did have the idea to go and pick up my plaque back in September, and everyone wasn't really so positive about me figuring out a way to raise money to pay for the ticket to Bali and back to meet them in Bali. I was going to do that. So that's why I didn't say anything about going this trip, because there was so much negative feedback about me, leaving Russia and going there for a holiday and to see my parents. But Moscow, haven't been in Moscow in 22 years. Malia Gruzinskaya. I don't know where that is, if it's in Moscow or not. I don't know everywhere in Moscow. It's impossible to know. I would know some of the metro stations and the lines and things like that. You find the supermarket videos interesting? Yes, I enjoy making them. It's on my bucket list to go to. You fell in love with one of the apartments. I've only shown a few. I want to show more. I just need to figure out a way to. If anyone's from Moscow and wants me to film their apartment, contact me on Telegram, and I'll happily come and film more videos. Russian typical apartments. Yeah, 3 of the apartments are in the same building, by the way. And then that's our goal, is to buy an apartment in this building because we like this area and region and part of Moscow. Is ice cream still good in Gum? Yes, Larissa, it absolutely is. I had one last week. When was I there? Last week? Can't remember. I went to Moscow. Didn't film anything, just went for a walk around. Oh, it was snowing. Because it was snowing, I had to go for a walk through Alexander Garden and pay my respects, watch the changing of the guard, went up to Gum, had an ice cream, and I went home. Yes, it's still good. I don't know much about the school system because I don't have any kids going to school, so it's very difficult to explain that. I bought snow to Reno. What? A lot of snow? 6 inches of fresh snow. We're getting massive rains in California. Showing complete different picture from what you're presenting us, don't you think? Stop with CNN showing a different view of what I'm showing. Well, fair enough. I noticed on, was it CNN? I mentioned it in my other live stream that they had a thing about the eggs like 3 days ago, and it's like well and truly over as a story in Moscow now. Make mores, or do you enjoy? I don't like kvass. No, have it occasionally in summer when I'm at someone's house, but I don't see the love and passion for it like everyone does here. What country do you have to fly to and get into Russia from your home country? With Qatar Airways, Harley. Basically Moscow, Doha, 5 hours, whatever the layover is, and then Doha to Bali was right on. I think it was 11 hours. You can do also Doha to Perth. I think it's about 13 hours. Yeah, Emirates as well. Etihad, all 3 of the major Middle East airlines all fly to Moscow daily. That shows about England. No. There's on that TV show we watched last night, the news, it had a couple of English news stories, but just silly ones, really. I have Russian residency, not citizenship. It takes a long time to learn the language. Is there any downsides of being a mini celebrity? Yes, sometimes people just want to chat to me and talk in English to me, which I've got no problems with. But now I'm noticing people who just want to talk just to learn English and not talk to me to have a conversation with me. That's the only slight downside. Otherwise, when I meet people who know my videos before, like who's a subscriber, that's amazing. Like the guy today at Leroy Merlin. I mean, I would never expect the guy working there to know that, recognize me, but he did, right? I mean, yes. That's the only downside, is people who just want to talk to me in English, just to talk English or practice English. You're from near Kaliningrad. In remote. I've thought about it, yes, Dave, but I want to go up and meet Sam from Sam's Russian Adventures. He's up in Vladimir. He goes to a lot more rural areas and remote areas of where he lives. And that's only 3-4 hours from Moscow. My electric Ford truck up. Wow, you use your car as a battery bank. Electric vehicles are great. That's interesting. 250 likes, yes. 247 actually, unless some people have just unliked, which can happen. Thank you everybody who did super chats, by the way, and thank you to Anya, Pineapple, and Nikolai, and Adequate Xiaomi guy, if you're still here, for doing donation alerts. Thank you so much. Anya, I have to get a scarf. If anyone has any donation alerts and donation super chats for things I need to buy, please let me know. I've caught up to the chat. There is eggs, but quite expensive, like almost everything else in Russia. You are one of them. Mate, honestly, we do know the prices, Vasil. We are aware of prices being higher than they used to be. Me being a person that worked in supermarkets in Australia and doing merchandising and everything like this and living and breathing supermarkets, my wife doesn't like to go to the supermarket with me because I see more than just going shopping to buy things. I see the store, I see the displays, I see the pricing, the tags. And even when I go to the corner shop here, I'll go to 2 of them or 3 of them, not just one. And, I see the difference in prices. Even I can get eggs cheaper in Krasnobila downstairs, which is the beer and wine shop, than I can at, for instance, at the Magnit. So where am I going to buy my eggs from if they're cheaper in a beer shop? Of course I'm going to buy them from there. Yes, I earn from the AdSense on YouTube. My wife has a job. She earns money and we spend money, right? We have to live. What's your favorite EU country? I've not been to lots of them. I would go back to Italy, Oleg. Pretty much one of the only countries that I would go back to is England. England because I've got some relatives there. But Italy because I just liked it there. I spent time there at the shipyards when we were there fitting out the shops on cruise ships. And I just felt that it was a place that I could go and, be normal, not just be a tourist. You can sort of say all of each city and each country has its own unique thing. I've been watching a YouTuber who's on a, this van life trip where they're going up to Finland and to the northern part of Finland, up to Lapland. And just how crazy the scenery is up there, how wide it is and how snowy it is. And they went to some ski resorts where they've got toboggan riding, like, sledding. And that's just amazing, that part of northern Finland. I love your videos from Moscow. Thank you. How do the McDonald's workers live in Moscow on a salary of $350 a month? Okay, so the thing is, most people may not necessarily rent a place. They may live in a place that's paid for. A lot of families buy places for their kids. A lot of kids live in apartments that are paid for and don't pay rent. The amount of people who are renting is probably less here than what a lot of people think. So a lot of people, particularly older people, they're not renting apartments. They're not paying mortgages. They don't have a mortgage. My phone bill is $6 a month. In Australia, it was $50 a month. The overall cost of food is considerably less. You're buying things to make soups. So you're buying potatoes, carrots, cabbage. You're buying some sausage or meats. And you can make hearty food on a budget. We're not all eating caviar and salmon and things like that. That's only New Year. But, a lot of people don't have expenses. It isn't just a given that everybody that you see who's living in these apartments are paying rent or a mortgage, because they're not. People are in some cases, but not everybody. So, maybe the people working at the McDonald's, maybe it's students and they live with their parents, so they don't have that expense. The general cost of things like electricity, water is very low here as well. So it's not what it is in the West prices. It's considerably less. And the government keep it that way. Obviously, there's inflation and things like that, but it's hard to say the average person because it's such a wide demographic here. It's impossible to picture frame everybody into one answer. But I know before I met my wife, she was living on a lower salary alone, and she was able to do it. Not everybody has wants and needs and desires like I think it happens more like in Australia, like in America, and things like that, where everybody wants everything, wants more, wants bigger, better. I think here, people are happier, just happier. I think that's just me. That's the people that I know, the people that I meet, the friends that I have here. You don't need it to have fancy things. There isn't that. I mean, people's car is a car. They buy a car based on their need, based on the conditions, based on how it would operate in winter versus summer. It's not, I've got a fancy car because I can get a fancy car. They get a practical car that's practical. How much cheaper the price of essentials are versus what I paid. Yes, there is a thing where they've got a social program here where they've got social pricing on things like bread, flour, sugar, rice. There's a list of about 10 or 12 foods that have to be having a reasonable price. And the government is supposed to basically mandate that pricing, or not mandate it, but make sure that the shops keep it controlled and low so that you can walk in and buy a cheap loaf of bread. You can walk in and buy a cheap potatoes or carrots and things like that. I don't think that's true, but obviously it happens to different YouTubers. It's very hard to understand the analytics and the algorithm of YouTube. I hope to, Ginger, travel through Russia. I don't buy tequila. Actually, I saw Corralejo today when I walked through Globus. I walked through the aisle where the alcohol was to get to the drink section to buy a bottle of cool drink because I was thirsty. As I'd spent a couple hours walking around Leroy Merlin, and then I went to the shopping center and I got a drink. So yeah, you can definitely buy all the tequilas here. There's good selection of them. I've been there 3 times. And last was the last month in Cyprus. My wife's been to Cyprus. And then if you need a good lemon and lime soda, then Faxil Condi. Thank you. Lemon lime soda drink. Thank you. If I ever come to Denmark. Solyanka. Nice to meet you. Thank you, Judith. Thank you so much. Camera's up here. Need to look. I've got the camera lowered down, but I'm still looking at the chat. In-N-Out Burger make over $20 an hour. Wow. That's crazy salary for America. Wasn't the average in America like $7 something an hour? I thought that was the average salary, average wage. Or is it minimum wage? I think they tend to call it in America, right? How are they getting $20 an hour in In-N-Out? Consumeristic. It's far more consumeristic. Yes, and that's a good word. I made my career in the US and like my British mentor went to go back home. Yeah, I think it seems to be a thing. Yes, I chatted to him right before the live stream, Aussie Spy. His channel just hit 1,000 subscribers literally today or yesterday. He was been pushing to get it over 1,000. Yes, he will be making new content soon. He just did a plan to go on a very long distance train journey across Russia. And he's kind of building up to doing that. Did tell him he should be making more videos at the moment to get him over that 1,000 subscriber threshold. But yes, I definitely chatted to him last week, and then I chatted on Telegram with him today, literally right before the live stream. So yes, he lives in St. Petersburg, by the way, in the center in St. Petersburg. I don't think that would be the case if I posted about regional Russia. My very, very first videos on the channel were from Davlekanova, which is Ufa region, which is where my wife is from. I went and filmed the local market there, the Sunday market or Saturday market in Davlekanova. Actually, I've done a Pitorichka video from Davlekanova as well. Christopher, hello in Melbourne. How's it going? I wish you would stay in the US. Oh, I guess that's not to me. Kia ora from Auckland. Hello, Tones. I wonder if Russia will ever get back to normal. Yeah, I guess everybody has a different opinion of when was the good and bad times in Russia, and that depends on who you talk to about it and how old they are and things like that. You can watch YouTube on your TV. On this one, we don't have it set up properly. In Australia, I had it set up on my TV. In the bedroom, I can stream it from my phone to the television, and it's beautiful. For some reason, this TV, which is right off screen here, I can't figure out how to do it, and I've tried and tried and tried. But in Australia, yes, I would literally watch it like TV shows. COVID is not mentioned here. It wasn't mentioned for a long time here. Even when it was a thing, it wasn't mentioned. It was here, of course. There's more jobs than workers. That's why they're paying higher salaries. It's impossible to survive on $17 an hour. Yes. In Australia, I was in the supermarket. It was about $28 an hour if I worked daytime hours. And then I worked another job where I was doing store refitting and where we'd work overnights. So from 9 p.m. till 6 a.m. when the shop was closed. And then it would be $35, $40 an hour. If I worked Saturday, Sunday evenings, it would be nearly $50 an hour. But the normal daytime wage was, I'm sure it was $27, $28, $29 an hour that I was getting in the supermarket. And I could work as many hours as I like, and I could work 23 hours a day if I wanted to. I was much more reasonable with the hours that I worked, though. That's where rent is around $4,000 a month. Jesus, $4,000 a month rent. It's 40,000. No, what's 4,000 US? That'd have to be a lot. USD rubles. 360,000 rubles a month rent. That would be the absolute extreme end of the salary range in Russia. Yes, we have a normal life. Federal minimum wage, there we go. $7.50 an hour. But each state has different minimum wages. California's minimum wage is $16 an hour. I guess Hawaii, Alaska would be much higher as well. I film everything with my phone, AM. Literally, I have a Samsung phone. That's something I should work towards. I should do a YouTube stream to get the new S24. I want to get that S24 so badly, but it's not going to happen. You pay $220 a month for your AT&T provider. This is unlimited family plan for my husband, my son, and me. International phone calls are not part of the plan. It'll be $2 a minute. Yeah, so in Australia, we were paying 150 Australian dollars for 2 phones and then home internet. So I'm paying here, well, $6 a month. It's about $6.50 US for my phone. And our home internet's about $9 a month for unlimited. And my phone is unlimited as well. I don't have international calling because I've got no one to call. I just use WhatsApp for phone calling if I need to. That's a massive difference in Boston, really. How am I well off in the US? I inherited properties from my parents in Moscow. I got fortunate. Yeah, that's the thing in Russia too. It's kind of the family hand down the properties to the children, or the family buy properties for their children. You know, a lot of people will buy apartments off plan before they're even built, where they're considerably less. And then they go up in value, and they may buy and sell them and get to a point that they can afford to buy something more. How do the everyday Russians treat you? Very well, James. Very well. I guess in the town where I live, a lot of people know me as well because I'm, It's not a particularly big town, particularly the Prelivka, where the train station is and the shops here. Yes. I think in general, anybody that comes from a foreign country, especially who speak English, there's a uniqueness to that person. And in somebody from Russia or from CIS countries, they meet somebody like that and they go, oh, you're from Australia. Wow. Like it's just it blows their mind. And they're intrigued and interested in you and your story of coming to Russia and how we like, do you like Russia? Do you like this? Do you like that? And they're a little bit shocked. And I'm like, yes, I do like this. I do like that. I do like this. Because I over the years, I've learned about everything, right? Guess life is choices. Yes. As a tourist from USA going to Russia, what can we do since the US cards? You can open a local card with your tourist visa. You can go to SberBank and get a card. You can use an app on your phone. You can bring cash with you and put it right on your card. Then just take cash out the bank or tap and go everywhere. You can use your card to use it on the metro and stuff like that. Why does everyone love the S24? What does that phone have? It's got the AI features. I mean, S23 would be amazing too. And actually, at the moment, it's probably better to buy that because it's come down in price because it's replacing the S24 is replacing it. No Bitcoin payments. No. I've never heard of it being used here. Currently, McDonald's hiring for $17 an hour. There you go. That's well high. Where did I get the idea to do YouTube? Was it strange at first putting your face out there on the internet? No, not at all. I had another channel when I was working on cruise ships, and I did cabin reviews. I reviewed the cabins on the cruise ship. Then I also did tours of the different lounges on the ship. I did a water slide review. I should post that on my Telegram channel, one of the water slide reviews. And then I also did how to get to the beach videos. So it was just easy to make a channel here because I'd already filmed myself on another channel doing hundreds of videos as well. Yeah, very easy. Now, the idea for YouTube, the idea was to make supermarket videos, and it kind of stuck. And then I just did other videos around that now. Use WhatsApp. Why do you not? I do use WhatsApp to make calls. Yes. And then also Telegram. My parents are on Telegram. So I do video calls through Telegram. Thank you to my little ones. School pays after lockdown. Yeah, I guess from the working from home thing, or kids had to study from home. Minimum wage is £11.44 in England. Yeah, I don't know what the Australian minimum wage is, by the way. I really don't know. I think it's wow, $75 for internet and $200 for my phones and hundreds that I watch. I know in Australia, like my mum's getting rid of. She did have Netflix. She did have Stan. Was one of the others. Hulu. And I know my mum's using less of them now. She had Foxtel because she's paying this, and this, and she's not using them all. So she's getting rid of them. Mark also wants the same phone. Yes. I think it'll end up that my wife will end up getting that phone eventually when we can figure out a way to get it. Yes. Well, not really the description about it, but the links to the items on Amazon are there. I really probably should do like my gear setup kind of video to show you what I do. £91 a month. Wow. I mean, that's more than Australian prices. Television, landline, mobile, unlimited calling. Yeah, we were paying 150 Australian dollars. So that'd be about £70 a month. It's doubling a bit for Australia from pounds to dollars, Aussie dollars. Yeah, the Moscow Metro is amazing. Amazing. I didn't use it today. I used public buses today because I didn't go anywhere on the metro. Yesterday, I just went to two stations And then I walked there, and then I caught the bus to the metro station on the way home. Yes, public transport is amazing. Even in Ufa, in Davlekanova, when we go to our friend's dacha in summer, we get the train there. Obviously, in some regional areas, it's less, but meaning we've got a local bus to the end of our street here. But the Moscow metro is next level. I mean, how quick they are, how 99.9% on time. It's unbelievable. $3 for internet in Murmansk. 300 rubles. And we're paying like, I think it's about, I'm almost certain we're paying about 800 rubles for ours and in this apartment. I used to be paying the bill. Now my wife took over paying it, so I've lost touch a little bit. We watch YouTube videos on TV. Yeah, I was doing it in Australia. I just can't get it working on this TV. Even legal minimum labor's $15 an hour. Wow, so $15 an hour even. Yeah, having in mind that the minimum waitresses, yeah, because it's tipping, right? That's why they get the lower hourly wage. I've met a few Australians in Moscow. I would like to meet more of them. We are trying to meet up and go out and stuff. It would be cool just to go out for a drink with them. I met an Australian guy who was on holiday here about a month ago. We went out for lunch, then we went to a bar afterwards. It was amazing. And it makes me wonder why I don't go out more often, because I just don't, 20 euros. There you go, 20 euros in Finland. Is there new BRICS mentioned on TV? No, it's not mentioned on TV. It might be on some of the news channels. But the brief news that I watch, I didn't see it talked about. I guess you'd have to go through all of those quarantine things to get them here into Russia. Same with going to Australia with them as well. Work there is really good. Can't remember the numbers. Yes. And also the whole thing with like kids and school kids and teenagers going to work at McDonald's. It's like a good stepping stone into going to other jobs, or, it teaches you about going to work on time and getting taught processes of working. And a lot of people kind of benefit from that later, British expat in Orenburg, Russia travels. Yeah, I keep getting them in my recommendations, all of these expats that create YouTube channels that I never knew existed. Cash Society, is cash still used alongside? It is still a thing here, but it's just way easier tap and go, or scanning QR codes that go straight to your bank payment. I rarely use cash here. I've always got just a few notes folded in my bag just in case, but I have no need to use it anywhere. Say hello, watching from St. Petersburg. Thank you, Oleg. Thank you. We are gonna go for 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. Okay, so in exactly 10 minutes or 9 minutes, something or other, we're going to end the live stream. So if you want to get any donation alerts, super chats in, questions in those, where I can give you more details of things, I'm going to end the poll. Just so I can end the poll. It's pretty close though. Kind of crazy close on all of them. Like, people want a bit of everything. Well, I'll pay 50 for internet, 300 download, 85 for cell phone, 110. Yeah, we're paying, well, yeah, between our phone, internet, water, electricity, it probably isn't 5,050 US dollars a month, 5,000 rubles. I mean, okay, we rent in this place, so we're not paying the building fees and things like that. So we're just paying water, electricity. We don't have gas. And heating. We've got central heating because it's winter, right? But if I combine those, we're not paying 5,000 rubles per month. So 50 US dollars per month for everything. Cash in the UK. Yeah, trying to not use cash. Yeah, there'd be no bank robberies and holdups if there was no cash, right? I always said that, ever. Glad to catch you live. Thank you, Uncle Chuckles. Thank you. Is there TV stations like that? Yeah, there's Russia 1 and Russia 2 and things like that. I mean, not exactly what you're talking about, ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC, but quite similar in terms of the channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, and things like that. And NTV. Still do bank transfer. I don't think any do bank transfers to Russia that I know of. Absolutely, you can bring US dollars. Yes. Euros or US dollars. That's the two you should bring. Euros or US dollars. Don't bring any other currencies. Euros or US dollars. Depends on, house versus an apartment. People live in apartments here. People aren't really necessarily renting houses, per se. One room place, I don't know, 200, 300 a month. Two room place, I don't know, 500 a month. It's impossible to give that answer. Impossible, because there's so many areas of Moscow. Some questions are just hilarious, Sergey. Yes, very general questions, which are very hard to answer generally for the whole of the country. What do my friends and family think? They don't really care. They get tired of me when I talk about it. In Australia, obviously, I'm not probably as known as I would be here in Moscow or in Russia. I get spotted or recognized and asked for selfies every day in Moscow, every day of the week. Whereas in Australia, when I was there 3 weeks, nobody cared. My sister and her husband, my sister's husband, he's just he doesn't care at all. He doesn't care. He thinks it's funny, actually. You made a supermarket video and it got 1 million views. Why? Yeah, utilities. Yes, electricity, water, heating is utilities. And then some older buildings have gas. Any modern building doesn't have gas. Will you show us those I made at an expo? Do they do art expos? Yes, I've done a couple of. There's one on the channel called Ladya. There's a craft expo that I went to, probably in the expo and convention channel playlist. Ladya, and that was one that I went to. Can you buy Apple Vision Pro in Moscow yet? Will be my next purchase instead of getting a new TV or tablet. I don't know if it's available yet. I know iPhone 15 Pro Max is. I saw it today. I walked past it. And it has been available only a few weeks after it became available worldwide. I don't know about this Vision Pro thing. I'm sure you can buy it somehow. I'm sure we'll probably meet you again when I go to Russia. French, hopefully. Thanks for all the information. Donald Trump ever mentioned? Yes, people really like him. The people that I chat to. When I chat to somebody, it becomes a very broad conversation. I'm from Australia. I'm not from America. So I understand my own country and my own country. I can't talk about someone else's country when I'm not from there. And I spent a lot of time in America. I worked on cruise ships sailing out of America. That was pretty much the only guest that came on the cruise ships. Countryside guy in Scotland. Hello. Whereas minimum wage in Australia is $23 an hour. There you go, Tony. Thank you. So $28. I'm sure that merchandiser job I had was like $28 an hour. But if I could work Saturday, Sundays, it was like $40, $50 because of penalty rates. You work after 6 p.m. or 9 p.m., it goes up. I'm pretty sure it was after midnight it went up. If you worked on Saturdays, it was different. Sundays, public holiday. And that was just working in supermarkets. There you go, £91 a month. So yeah, it's at £91. We were paying about 70, I guess. So yeah, a little bit, still more in England. Hope you and your wife have a marvelous week. Thank you. Yes. My wife told me on Wednesday we're going out somewhere together. Not sure where yet, but we will be. What do I do for entertainment? We watch movies on the sofa. I like to just go for walks in Moscow. I quite often go out and not film. Michigan. I recently found your channel and love it. Thank you, Susan. Thanks so much. Russell, we love you. Thank you. Dupree ED. Thank you. How long have you lived in Russia? I've lived here pretty much 10 years since it was the first time I came. I just came for a holiday when I met who would be my wife. I didn't know that at the time, right? She invited me here first time. Art galleries in Moscow. Yeah, I just don't know anything about art. I guess I can just walk around and not talk. How do you get to stay there? Well, that's because I'm looking into going to Russia from the UK. I'm married to a Russian. I met her. She invited me here. We fell in love. We got married. We stayed. We went to Australia during COVID. We came back. David, these are way tricky questions and probably the wrong channel to ask. Thanks for the stream, Russell. It was nice to meet you. I did subscribe. Thank you so much. And then Traveling with Russell Telegram channel. I'm in there a lot. I post daily everything, all sorts of things I post, particularly when I go out and take photos somewhere. And if I meet a subscriber, I'll take a selfie and post that. 420. Not sure what that means. Such a large audience. Are you worried about some creepy fans stalking you? No, not at all. No. It's actually fun to meet people that know the channel, particularly when they meet me just at the supermarket or in the aisle at the hardware store today. It's always, and when we flew to Australia, somebody who was getting on the plane when we were boarding, he was sitting in the row in front of us. He recognized me. And my wife, when I'm with my wife and we meet people, she's just more shocked. She's like, of the millions of people in Moscow, you're the one that gets recognized, you know? Hello in Kentucky. Hello, Tim. We're just about to end the stream as well in a couple of minutes. I sound sleepy. I had a bit of a long day today. Well, from waking up and then going out. Peter, hello. Maybe Peter in Australia, Peter? Or a different Peter? I need to marry a Russian. You don't need to marry a Russian to stay here. No, there's a lot of visa options to come and live here. Obviously, study here. Thank you, Nelly. Thank you for being a very nice channel moderator as well. I don't know if I saw some messages getting deleted earlier, but just to pay for each channel they watch is very unfair. It's all upside down. Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but this is a free platform that I put videos on, and they host them backwards to everybody to watch them. Interesting. Thank you, me. Thank you, David. Thank you. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you, everybody, for the live stream. We didn't quite reach 2 hours, but we've reached exactly 1 a.m., so I thought that was a good cutoff. You're the man. Russia got a very good luck having you. Thank you, Travel with BG. Thank you. I'm glad you liked the videos and then the different mix of content. Did anybody watch the ice swimming championships video, by the way? Maria, who was the lady that invited me to that, she was amazing, by the way. Nicest person. And her mum as well, next level nice. The people I met there. Thank you, Sergey. Pomegranates are in Food City for sure. As well, I've seen some in the Dixie in Moscovia when I was there. Pomegranates, yes. Thank you, Dan. Travel Ginger, thank you. Harley. Monogodofus. What about integrating young families with kids in Russia? May my wife speak and understand Russian language, but kids talk only English. Get them to learn English, Russian while they're young. The younger they are, the easier it is for them to soak up the information and learn languages. Thank you, Mark. Hello, Russell in Greece. Akis, hello. 45 nuts. Thank you. I love your videos. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, so many thank yous. How come you didn't jump in the pool in the cold water? Okay, Maria told me to bring my shorts or swim shorts And if I wanted to, I could have gone for a swim. And I didn't bring my shorts because I knew I didn't want to go in that water. I knew it was going to be cold. Am I reading this right? Whoever's just, oh my, okay. I love your videos. Okay, wow. Yeah, so I didn't go in the water, French. Why end the stream? I'd love to keep going. If people want to keep me here, at least 9 more minutes. Yes. Oh, you watched the ice swimming video. Yes. And I told Maria to make sure she keeps reading the comments. And she told me that she loved people's comments and friendliness in the comments as well. Ruslan, thank you for the super chat. You are still making money, Russell. Don't end the stream yet. Ruslan, I'm not sure where. I've not seen your name before in the chat. Ruslan also is Russell in Russian, by the way. Ruslana. What do you call the Russian meat patties? Chaburik. Is that what you're on? The answer of what they called? It's kind of like a pastry or a what do they call it in England? Oh my gosh. Yeah, like the pastry. So basically, and then they put the meat inside. It's usually lamb or beef or a kind of a mince. And it's got like a juice in there. And then they deep fry it. And then you put it with a bit of paper and it's like burning hot. And you're like, oh, trying to eat it. Thank you. My God, I don't know who you are because I just saw your name on the. Wow. Sorry, I'm just taken back by you doing such a nice super chat. No, I'm not even sure I'm looking. Dino, hi from Kiev. I can't. Thank you. Pastry. Yeah, like a pasty. Pasty in England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, wherever you are in the UK. A pasty. But it's a much thinner pastry, though, is the chiburik. Chiburik? Now I'm going to have one in your honor, Ruslan. Not now because it's 1 o'clock in the morning, but tomorrow if I go out, I'll even take a photo and I'll put it on my Telegram channel. And also, Anya from Boston, I need to get a scarf. So, anyone else wants to tell me what to do? Donation alerts. It's 11 o'clock in Sweden. I never thought that Ruslan and Russell is the same. Yes. Ruslan and Ludmila now. Yes, Ruslan is the Russian Russell. And then Ruslana is the female Russell, if you like, or the lady's name. Oh, I said pasty, not pastry. Go to bed. I won't be able to sleep straight away now. Come on, everybody. Let me put this back up on the screen because it deserves to stay there for a little while. Yeah, pasty. In Australia, we don't have pasties, by the way. We would eat meat pies, which is basically the circular one with the, like I had in Australia Day on January. I put a photo on my Telegram of that. Yeah. But I know what a pasty is, but you can buy them, but it's not really a common Australian snack. A pie would be a pie and sauce. Norfolk, Virginia. David, hello. What are the main differences between Australia and Russian diets? That's a very, very broad question. I don't know. Here we eat a lot more salads and a lot more fresh vegetables. Definitely a lot more salads and fresh vegetables. Beetroot, cucumber, tomatoes. Generally, depending on where you buy them, the markets and things, fruit and vegetables are cheap here. So they're a lot more available. They're a lot more in abundance, and they're a lot, more available. So So you eat a lot more fresh fruits and vegetables and just salads. You have salads with lunch, salad with dinner. It's always salads or some kind of a pickled salad or a fresh salad and things like that. That's about the easiest answer I can give you. Best Coca-Cola in Russia is kind. Dobra Cola. No, I don't. Yes, I do. I have it right here. Dobra Cola. I've still got the Christmas one. That's how little I've drunk of this. It's nice cold. If you put it in the fridge and drink it cold, it's nicer than it is warmer. Eat a pasty, then go to bed. I don't have any with me here in this house. In the fridge, I don't. The chaburiks, you've got to go buy them from like a stand or a stall. No meat pies either. Where can you go to watch the American Super Bowl next Sunday? Do you have a sports bar? There would be in Moscow Center. There would be sports bars that'll have it on. I'll watch it streaming on via a VPN here and watch it at home. I watched the World Cup in Moscow when that was on. I went to a bar in Kuznetsky Mosque, right in the center of Moscow, and watched the World Cup football. That was last year now. The Super Bowl, I'd have to check what time it is to see if there's a place that has it on. Be kind of interesting if they had it somewhere and people showed up. A couple of years ago, we watched the Australian Rules Grand Final. There were some Aussies that got together and did that. I'm going to live near a food market. Yes. Thanks for the live. Thank you, Sune. Okay. Let me just put this back up on the screen. Can I do that? Andrea, also thank you for the super chat. Babel Cruising, a couple of very OG YouTube channel channel member and channel subscriber. And Ruslan, yes. And Pineapple, Anya from Boston, Nikolai, an adequate Xiaomi guy. Thank you for the donation alerts. And if anyone happened to do SberBank, I can't check that because I switch my phone off when I go on the internet for the streams. Yeah. Okay, there's a lot of hearts coming up on the screen. Whoever's clicking that, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Spend money, opening a restaurant bar would be a good business. Yeah, look, in Moscow, there is restaurants and bars. In the town where I live, we've got one restaurant. And we haven't been there for ages and ages and ages. My wife is more than happy to cook something and eat at home. And, we live in a smaller town where there isn't restaurants. We can get food delivered. We can get sushi delivered. Yes, it is true that Dobra Cola is produced by the Greek Coca-Cola Hellenic Bottling Company. Well, basically, it's called Multon Partners, Multton, Multon Partners, and that was the factories that was producing Coca-Cola for Coca-Cola, and the factories that were producing Coca-Cola are now producing Dobra Cola in those factories. I'm not sure about this specific. I know Hellenic Bottling because that's in Australia as well. Coca-Cola bottling, and that's Dobra Cola is made in the factories that were made. That's why they look like the bottle and the container and the bubbles on the bottle are exactly the same. And probably somewhere, where are we here? I don't know. Somewhere there, it would say Multon Partners. And yes, so it's definitely produced in that place. Are there a lot of events like there are a lot of them in Russia? Yes, actually, they've got the St. Petersburg one. They do that event that I went to is in all the cities. So Murmansk, in Ufa, in Vladivostok, and they hold it in different cities. They've got like competitions. There is a lot of sport that goes on in Russia that you don't know about until afterwards. And I was lucky enough to get invited and told me to come on this week, this day. That was on the other side of Moscow, by the way. It was about 3 hours to get home from there. I had just to walk from where the pool was to the main road and then to the train station. That was probably 30, 40-minute walk. I probably should have got a lift with somebody. I walked 40 minutes just to get to the train station to go home. Let's keep questions for the next live stream. Yes, let's do that. Gracias. Thank you. Prigozhin. Soda drinkers are slow poison, Russell. Why do Russians drink such... Russians really don't drink a lot of colas. It's just me, I think. Yeah, people drink a lot of other drinks, a lot more natural things, and things like compotes, which is really just kind of drinks from natural fruits. Congratulations to Maria's mum. Yes, she was flying out the next day to China to compete in an event in China as a Russian competitor in a swimming event in China the next day. Maria's mum and dad were both flying there for an event. Yeah, amazing lady, really and truly. Do you feel like Moscow is European as Madrid? It's a metropolis city. There's people from everywhere in the world, and people from other regions of, CIS countries. It's a metropolis. It's a mega city. It's whatever you call this. Is it as European? Man, that's hard to compare that. I think Russia's Russia. I mean, is there a Russian drink where you mix vodka and cola? No, Russians don't mix drinks with their vodka. I've not been to the one I've been to the M&M ones in New York. I've not been to the one in Atlanta. I've been to the airport. I think she might have swum in World Championships, not Olympics. World Championships and the FINA. Like FINA is like the governing body of swimming. I think she swam in some of those events. There's another guy that I met that was European champion, world champion, Russian champion. There was a lot of very good swimmers there. Planning any vacations? We've got three, two and a secret one. 2 vacations and a secret vacation. But we're trying to buy an apartment. We're trying to buy somewhere. We're in this building. A lot of things are funneling to that at the moment. Not the vacations, because every time we think of vacations, the money is not going into the house then. Canberra's public transport is 200 years behind. Yeah, it's very different here. I mean, in peak times, a metro will come every 90 seconds. You can literally, there was a stopwatch countdown depending on the station, where it tells you how many seconds till the metro pulls up. And while that metro is boarding, that clock starts again with the next one coming. But yeah, under 90 seconds. Okay, some of them are 2 minutes, 3 minutes, depending on the line you're on. But I mean, you can get them that are 60, 70, 80 seconds between the metros in peak times, which is just, it blows your mind. I mean, to stand there and not get a metro, you don't have to hustle down the steps to get on that metro. Another one's coming in under 2 minutes, so don't worry about it, Okay, actually, that's 2 hours. Beautiful. Thank you, everybody. If anyone wants to comment on this video after it's over, you're more than welcome to comment. I will try to catch up on comments for the next hour or so, maybe less. There's a million comments to catch up on other videos as well. I will be in Telegram. I'm going to go out tomorrow to film a video, actually a supermarket video, but it's on the other side of Moscow. My wife didn't want to come along because it's too far. She's got work tomorrow, so many families have lost their life savings from investing in buying. Yeah, that's completely different here. It's not China here. It's not China at all. And at worst, if the world ends, we can get on the plane, go to Australia. We can rent it out. Good luck with getting an apartment. Thanks for the responses. Carol, yes, we're working on it. Yeah, that's our goal in the next few months, is try to secure somewhere and move out of here and move in there. And then I can put my YouTube plaque up on the wall. Going to the hardware store today just to buy screws inspires you, you know? Let alone going to going to the hardware store inspires you to want to do stuff in your own house, right? And this is for my wife's salon, this bracket for the curtains in the window. I'm just curious, these screws, they're not made in Russia. 327. Now I'm just wasting time here, not barcode by country. Here's my thing here. This one. What country is these from? 327. France. I got French. Well, I went to a French hardware store. They've got to be from France. I got French screws. You can see the barcode there, and it starts 327. And France is 300 to 379. This one doesn't have a code on it because it didn't. It's curious now when you go look at things where they're from. Where are my batteries from? 505. 505 is English. What? British batteries. You're having a laugh. These are the button batteries. They're from English, but they've got Russian writing on them. Actually, it's all in English. British-made batteries. French-made screws. Do you think could you have by the end of the year? Possibly 200,000. If I keep putting videos as quick as I am on the channel, I could get to 200,000. I think by the end of the year. Accelerator, yes, that was crazy. Is anyone? I'm going to do it for another live stream. Talk about that. If you've ever been in a Tesla, you'd understand. I haven't been in an electric car. Well, in a Tesla before that, so I had no idea that ability of that car. Okay, I'm going to click goodbye. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the donations. See you in Telegram, Traveling with Russell channel. Bye.